And we're back. Just a moment ago, we was talking to Carol. Carol was sharing her story about what she went through with her mother and losing her mother and having to be the caregiver of her mother, and she's the only one that didn't have children. And I know that was really tough on you. You know, I'm the oldest child, so I've always had to be the one responsible for being the caregiver.
Yeah, well, you know, life always makes sense in hindsight, and I came to really embrace my journey with her. It was a process, and it was constantly changing. You know, as Belinda mentioned, it changes your whole life, and her capacity was diminishing over time more and more, even to the point where she didn't know me. But even though she didn't know my name, she still light up when I walked in the room. And I said, I'll go for that any day. Someone lighting up when I walk in the room.
You know, when Victor's mother was passing away with Alzheimer's, she only remembered me. She remembered me, but she didn't remember Victor, and she didn't remember her son. And she would call Victor MP or Uncle MP. And then after she died, I took in Uncle MP, and he stayed with me. And while he was living with me in the last few months of his life, we did his book, Hunger Pains in Our Heads. And it's telling a story about him in the civil rights movement. I went and stayed with him a while. He had packets and packets and books and things on the history, but I wanted him to tell the story from his perspective. And because I knew he was probably going to pass away soon, we also did it his voice in a DVD as well as a CD, so people can listen to him. And the young people love it. They really, really do. And just before we passed, we took a plaque to the last four, that 3 are living, that started the city movements in North Carolina. So we did a plaque in his honor. And this is, I'm trying to pick it up, but we did a clock in the shape of a book. And it says, a behind-the-scenes look at the origin of the city movement by Mansell Philip McCleave, Hunger Pains in Our Heads. And we gave all of them a plaque. And, you know, it was an honor for him to stand at A&T College and talk to the 4. And, you know, with me taking care of him, and with my story, I live with amnesia because I was in a coma. And I was held hostage for 2 years. And I had to relearn everything all over again. And today I live with trying to find my way all the time. And when people don't understand when you're living with amnesia, I can understand someone going through a condition like Alzheimer's. I don't have Alzheimer's, but you know, to be where I am and doing what I'm doing in spite of that is what matters. And Colia, the reason I wanted you on the show is I was where you are now, trying to relearn my life, get my life back in some kind of order. And I just want you to share a little bit about how you know, what you remember about having your stroke and what life has been like for you since.
Well, I had my stroke around, it was 27 or 28, I can't remember, like, and when I had the stroke, I woke up, I knew Jermaine, you know, I was married, I knew he was my husband. We weren't married yet.
I think you were.
Were we?
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, you were married.
But I can't remember when I got married. But I knew that, you know, he was part of my life, whatever. But I couldn't remember anyone's name or.
I remember my name when I came to see you in the hospital. You said, "Hey, Miss Tahiera," I was so proud.
But I couldn't. When you asked me, you was like, "What's my name?" I was like, "Oh."
But you just said it. You just called me out, and that's when I left. I said, "She's going to be all right."
And it's just like now I just try to remember stuff, and you know, like when I speak so fast, and I know what I want to say, but it's like it was hard for me trying to get it out. And you know, when I was looking at Congressman Gifford, you know, the lady that got shot in her head,
yes,
and the process of the intense therapy that she had and stuff, I was like, Lord, thank you that you were my therapist and you got me through it because you brought me back my memory. Because, you know, I say that scripture like, Lord, you said the memory of the righteous are blessed. And I just continually say that so I can continually have a memory and remember things. And what I don't remember, I'm just praying that my memory gets better than it was before. So.
But you know what I told you before when we first had the interview with you is that now, remember to say this every day. Today is the beginning of the rest of my life. And where God starts your journey today is today to prepare you for tomorrow. So you may not remember everything from yesterday, or you may not remember everything you did today, but it's preparing you for tomorrow. Because the brain has to heal after you endure such a situation like that. But you know, we'll be right back in a moment after this commercial. We'll continue this conversation. We'll get more involved this time, okay? Look forward to talking to you in just a minute.